If you could all take your seats, please, we'd like to start the program.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kelly Turntine and Wally Thomas.
Oh, you brought papers, I didn't. Hello. Hi, guys. Okay, hi. My name is Kelly Turntine. I work for Hearts and Hope. I work in the missions, marketing, business development side of things. And I also am in charge of this whole event. So I hope everyone, yeah. Thank you. I hope everyone has a great time. If you are having a great time, it's probably because of something I did. If you're not having a good time, just direct your complaints to Wally Thomas over here. He'll tell me about it. I also lead mission trips to Uganda, which unfortunately they've kind of been stalled for a little bit, but I'm used to speaking in front of a bunch of people, but 99% of those people don't know what I'm saying, so the pressure's really off at that time. So kind of like, but anyway, I want to thank you so much for coming. It's so great to see people here in this room. You know, we haven't been physically here since 2019, so I'm so happy for you, whether you're here live or you're here live streaming or 8,000 miles away watching in Uganda, even though it's like 3 a.m. Hi, Nicholas. He's our director of operations. So yeah, I just hope you all have a wonderful time learning about Hearts and Hope and our wonderful mission in Uganda, helping these kids and learning about what we've been doing over the past 10 years. So, 10 years of Hearts and Hope. So yeah, thank you for coming, and I hope you have a wonderful time. I'll pass it over to Wally Thomas. He's my lovely assistant, as I like to say. He is a member of the board of Hearts and Hope and our chief fundraising officer. So he helps me pull this off. So here you go, Wally. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I get the pleasure of thanking some very special people in businesses here tonight. We have our presenting sponsors, Lang Insurance, Community Property Management, Cynamix, and Schrader Farm, Sod Farm. So big round of applause for them. We also have our platinum level sponsors, and we also have our general sponsors also for the evening. So big round of applause for all these folks too. I'd also like to take time out to but recognize and thank the Founders Club. These folks have gone above and beyond what they normally do here at Party with the Purpose and the donations that they make throughout the year. They've made a multi-year commitment to Hearts and Hope, and really puts us in a good position financially to do all the things that we want to do. So thank you to all these people and businesses too. If I gotta plug this now too. If you want to become a sponsor, if you want to become part of the Founders Club, see Kelly, see Todd, see Andy, see any of the staff, and we'll get you going in the right direction. So we certainly have openings there. So we get to talk about housekeeping notes. This is boring, right? The auction items closes at 9:15 tonight. We have some great premium items too. I don't know if you've got to the front of the room here. Those close at 9:15 also. Bar, closes during the business part, closes between 8-ish and 8:30, 8:45 type of thing. So keep that in mind. Last but not least, definitely number one in our hearts, we have Sarah back in the back of the room there with sponsors. Take time out, please, to talk to her on sponsoring a child if you haven't already. Just get the info. You're going to make a big, huge change in somebody's life. So we would appreciate you at least just going back there and talking to her. I think that is it. And I would like to call to the stage the pastor and Redeemer in Redwood City, California for the dinner prayer. And that is Pastor Paul Schultz.
Oh, goodness, it's so good to be with you all tonight. And Andy sent me a note, called me and asked me if I'd say the prayer. And I said, sure, I'd be happy to pray. Can I have 3 minutes to talk? And he said, no, you can't have 3 minutes to talk, but I'm going to talk for 3 minutes anyway. Andy, where are you, Andy? I don't see his hand in the back. So, no. Two? No, I just want to say thanks for the invitation just to be here with you all. And it's a joy. It's hard to believe 10 years, huh, Andy? I think first Party with a Purpose was storage wars in your living room, right? If I remember right. But it's just been such a joy these past 10 years being a part of Hearts and Hope for Uganda. It's a joy that brings me just so much happiness and so much meaning in my life. And so I'm just grateful to be here tonight with all of you. And whether Hearts and Hope is something new to you or you've been a part of it since the beginning, I know that being together tonight means a lot to all of us. There's a verse in the Bible that means a lot to me. It's taken from the book of James, and it says that religion that is pleasing to God is this: to care for widows and orphans and to not be corrupted by the world. And those are strong words. Those are a deep reminder to us of God's desire for us to be a blessing to others, and especially to be a blessing to those who are the most vulnerable, to those who are on the margins, to those who have been dealt a difficult hand in this life, that our hearts and our minds would be focused on them, and that they would not be overlooked, that they would not be taken advantage of, that it would not be oppressed. And we know that there are some people in Uganda that have been dealt a difficult hand, and God has given us the opportunity to be a part of blessing them and to being with them in this life, to know that they are loved and that they are cared for. And that's what I love so much about Hearts and Hope for Uganda. I love the people of Hearts and Hope, Andy and Todd. It's been a joy to walk with you these 10 years. I love you guys and all that you do. Kelly and Sarah, I love all that you do to help us with our mission trips and our partnerships. We are so grateful that you can help empower the people that I know and love and serve to be a part of being a blessing to other people. Nicholas and all of our good friends in Uganda, we love you all too and love being in ministry with you. And so I just thank you for being here tonight. And it's my hope and prayer that you'll all be extremely generous and be a part of blessing some people who really need to be blessed. So let's bow our heads and open with a word of prayer. Let us pray. Gracious God, we praise you tonight. We know you have made it known to us that you are gracious, that you are merciful, that you are loving, and that you are caring. And Lord, oftentimes in this world, when we see people on the margins who are overlooked, that are taken advantage of, that are oppressed, that are forgotten, we are reminded of your heart, that these are the people that are at the center of your heart and the center of your attention, that you care deeply for them, and that you have not overlooked them, and that you have not forgotten them, and that you know them by name. Lord, there are many children in the nation of Uganda that we know their names. And we know tonight, Lord, that they are not forgotten. We love them deeply. We care for them deeply. And we want them to know that, Lord, that they are precious to you and they are precious to us. And we want to give them every advantage we can and to become all that you have created them to be in this world. So we thank you for the chance to gather together tonight to share this meal, but also to do some things to raise funds that we can continue to accomplish great things through our work together as Hearts and Hope in Uganda. So we give you all praise and glory this night, Lord and our Savior, Jesus Christ. In your name we pray. Amen.
Hearts and Hope began in 2011, providing education to one small class of sponsored students, and has since grown into an organization which strives to develop transformational relationships with the people of Uganda. How does an organization accomplish this over 10 years? With an ongoing faith, mutual respect, and a deep love for the people we serve. Our sponsorship program started with just over 100 students in 2012 to now 1,100 students who are currently sponsored or have completed the program. We have constructed 6 schools in villages across Uganda and are nearly complete with our 7th permanent school building in our newest partnered village. All of this couldn't be possible without our amazing base of sponsors who have developed a special bond with their student and continue to support their ongoing educations. Many of these sponsors have visited Uganda on the 19 mission trips we've taken since 2012, where sponsors have met their child face to face and realized that the names and photos they get sent in the mail are a real child, who look up to them as a sponsor and are truly thankful for their support. In addition to our educational program, Hearts and Hope has focused on the health and wellness of the communities in which we serve. A large part of this initiative is providing a basic resource and human right that the majority of rural Ugandans have limited access to: clean water. Hearts and Hope has installed or repaired 19 wells since 2012, providing clean and safe drinking water to thousands. Another focus has been on economic development. We've provided funds for 35 small businesses, giving local entrepreneurs the opportunity to master their skills and provide services to benefit the community and generate sustainable income for their families. Hearts and Hope's 10 years of transformation can't be explained by anyone better than our students. Let's hear some stories of transformation from the mouths of those whose lives are being positively impacted by our program.
My name is Antresco Sharon. I'm in Form 5 at Ginger SS Senior Secondary School, and I'm offering physics, biology, and chemistry.
My name is Ngovi Ismail. I go to St. John's Washtaka, and I am in S1.
My name is Kisripo. I go to St. John SS Washtaka. I'm in Senior 3.
My name is Ngeja Ziko. I am in Form 3 at Uganda High School.
Well, my name is Mary John Bosco, student from Rwanda High School. I'm in S3.
I entered the sponsorship program in 2013 when I was in P5. Before entering the sponsorship program, my parents were not well off and I could not pay my school fees in time. And at school, I was always chased back home for school fees.
I lost one of my parents who used to pay for me my school fees. And starting from that day, I used to struggle at school. I was being sent away from school for school fees.
Before the sponsorship program, it was hard time because my parents were not able to pay my school fees in time. I was ever chased away from school.
And I thank the sponsorship team from 2011 when they started sponsoring me. By then, my parents were not able to pay me school fees.
I want to become an accountant in the future.
And that's why I'm going to become a doctor in the future.
I am ever at school. I promise my sponsors I will work hard to become a lawyer in the future.
My hope is to become an engineer in future. Thank you, my sponsor.
But I thank you for paying my school fees with them. I love you so much.
Thank you so much for being there for me and for paying my school fees in time.
I love you, my sponsors. May God bless you.
I thank my sponsor for doing that. May God bless you in everything that you do.
Ladies and gentlemen, if we could please have your attention. Please, if we could have your attention for the program. Please help me welcome to the stage Todd Larkin.
Wow. It's been an amazing 10 years, and I just want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. It's so great to see everyone together, everyone who's in this room, but also those who are joining us virtually across the U.S., across the world. to join us tonight to talk about what Hearts and Hope has been doing the last 10 years. And as you saw in that video, we've had a ton of direct impact and transformative experiences with these youth that are now in their teens. And we have additional kids that are available for sponsorship, but these communities that we've been able to help across Uganda. As you saw, we've had a lot of success in the last 10 years. And later on this evening, after we start dinner, my co-founder, Andy Wiggins, will be up and he'll share a little bit more about what we plan to do the next 10 years and what we think that next 10 years will provide for communities across Uganda. So thank you for your attention, by the way. I'm going to start off with a little audience participation task, not a big one, just 2 questions. So first question, for those of you who've been to Uganda, please raise your hand. Wow. That is awesome. That is awesome. Thank you. Thank you to all of you who've ventured out and gone to Uganda. And I would just say for those who have not been to Uganda, you're cordially invited. Welcome to join one of our mission teams. We take trips over there several times a year. Kelly, as you heard earlier, is in charge of those. We have hopefully one coming up in February. I promise you it will be an amazing experience. And most likely, as in the case of me, it'll change your life. So I would highly encourage anybody who's even thinking about it, please talk to Kelly, myself, Andy, any of the team members, and we can share more about what's involved with that. The second question is, how many people in this room have been to Party with a Purpose in the past? Raise your hand. Wow. Okay, that's awesome. So for those of you who've been to a Party with a Purpose in the past, we name it that intentionally because we do want this to be a party. And you know that what we like to do is have a good time while doing good. And that's what tonight's about. And for those of you who've never been to a Party with a Purpose previously, thank you for coming. Thank you for venturing out, joining with friends and family to come learn about Hearts and Hope, learn about our mission, and celebrate the past 10 years, but also look forward to the next 10 years. Okay, so those are your audience participation. You can go back to eating your salads and enjoying the food. So you saw in that video the direct impact that we're having. And as the video mentioned, we operate in 8 villages across Uganda, 5 or 6 in the central area around Jinja and Kamuli, Ishinguro in the southwest, and Naurire in the east on the border with Kenya. So first, let me just go through. I want to give you a perspective of what's happened in these villages, these 8 villages over the last 10 years. We started off with 3 villages, Bulamuti, Kamuli, and Nakabango. Oops. So this is what Kamuli looked like when I visited there in 2011. Again, a trip that changed my life. This was their school structure. This was their church. This is what they were learning in. I want to show you what it looks like now. And these kids are going to a school, they're thriving, they're getting an education, and they're moving on to secondary school, on to university, etc. Here's in Bulamuti in 2011. This village actually broke my heart in 2011. That small building with the bricks that you see in the distance, that was their school for the handful of kids. And you can see that young boy holding that bottle of water that doesn't have very much, it's not clean water. You can see that it's dirty water, and he's holding on to it like it's his prized possession. We saw sick kids in this village. And this is that very spot where that man is standing is where Andy and I talked about starting Hearts and Hope. So fast forward 10 years later, this is the school in Bulamuti. And the kids there, again, they're thriving. They're getting their education. They have access to clean water now. And they have space to play, etc. It's a beautiful story. This is Nakabango in 2011. As you can see, they do have some structures thanks to the partnership that Nakabango had with Messiah in St. Charles, Missouri. Messiah had been working with them for several years before Hearts and Hope was even founded. In fact, Messiah's involvement in Nakabango was what inspired Andy and I to start Hearts and Hope and do the same types of work across multiple villages. Thanks to the continued partnership that Messiah has had with Nakabango over the past 10 years, this is what they now have in their village. They have a fully functioning primary school. They have small business opportunities in that community where kids can learn, get a primary education, go to the secondary school that happens to be in Nakabongo as well. If they want to board at that school, there's boarding facilities, and then they can learn a trade and become self-sufficient. And Nakabongo is just now embarking upon being a self-sufficient community. They have community leadership that is taking them in that direction. So that was the first 3 villages. But with your help, folks across the U.S., folks in this room, we expanded midway through the last 10 years into 3 more villages. Ishingororo in the southwest of Uganda. This is what it looked like when we were walking those fields trying to find land to build a school. And this is what it looks like today. Again, they have access to clean water. They have excited and engaged children that are getting an education that they otherwise would not have gotten. This is Kainagoga in 2012. This community, thanks to a generous donor who happens to be in this room tonight, they were able to purchase land and install a clean water well because they did not have access to clean water. That community decided to start investing, and they created this simple structure for a school. And interestingly enough, it was packed to the gills. And so thanks to Party with a Purpose in 2015, Hearts and Hope was able to construct this school, and you can see the results. The kids are thriving. This next village, after I'd already founded Hearts and Hope with Andy and friends, Butangala broke my heart again. This is their church and school, and the kids were sick. It's rural, it's poor. The kids were sick, they weren't getting an education. And we visited in 2012, and we were fortunate enough to be able to purchase land and get them access to clean water through a borehole well. But there was always more to do. And so fortunately, once we gave them access to clean water, they did the same thing that you saw in Kainagoga. They built a small school in simple structure, and the spirit of this community is just amazing. It never ceases to amaze me. They're so entrepreneurial. They have land for crops and livestock, and so they'll grow seedlings and sell them to others so that they can raise money to put a school structure like this together. We continued to pray over the time that we worked with Butangala that we would find a partner for them. And we were blessed that in 2015, Pastor Jason Oranger and Emmanuel Wentzville, Missouri, partnered with Butangala, and they've now constructed this school that serves that community far and wide and draws kids from outside the community to come to that school. And I'm pleased and thrilled to announce that you'll notice this building is not complete. It's because it's being constructed right now. This building is the first girls' dormitory that's going to be in any of the Hearts and Hope villages. And these girls that you see are now going to have the opportunity to board on site and get the education that they deserve and take advantage of that opportunity instead of having to travel back and forth from home. I mentioned that there's kids from outside of the village that are coming to this school. This dormitory will help that become a reality. And this is just the beginning. Just the beginning. We have 2 other villages that I want to share. We have 8 in total, but Naurire in the eastern part of Uganda, it sits on the border with Kenya. You'll see that it's thatched, mud and thatched roof homes, and that was their school, and just a lovely community, but they had no infrastructure, no partner. And you see that little boy, his name's Benson. He was waiting for a sponsor. So we were able to launch a sponsorship program and found a partner, and you already met Paul and his church, Redeemer. And with that sponsorship program and with that partnership, they were able to construct that latrine, get access to clean water. And there's Benson today. But another little update, again, not a fully completed school or building yet, but this is going to be one half of the permanent school structure that we're constructing in Naurire. It's going to be finished in the next month or so, and we're hoping to raise funds so that we can build the second block. Typically, a school is 2 buildings. Build the second block so we can start the school year in 2022 with a fully functioning, fully operational school. So that's Naurire. I want to now cover our 8th village, Butagonha. We visited this village in 2016, and if anybody's ever been to Uganda, you may know this village more aptly as Namwendwa. They changed the name. They broke up into different villages. Used to be called Namwendwa. Butagonha. It was actually featured in our 2016 Party with a Purpose. You see that bottled water. The one bottled water came from a store. That's the clear one. The other one is cloudy and dirty, and this is what they were using for their water supply. A ditch that, I kid you not, probably about 100 feet away from the ditch, there was there was cattle right next to it. So we were able to, thanks to Party with a Purpose in 2016, thanks to everyone who's been at that Party with a Purpose, who's been with us over the last 10 years, we were able to fund a clean water well for that village. But as with every other village, that's just the beginning. This is, again, another construction project that's underway. Thanks to a generous donor who's in this room, who decided to make an investment. This is the first of several buildings that are going to be constructed in Butagonha. This is actually the nursery school. And then there will be 2 additional buildings that will be completed over the next several months so that they will be fully operational the next school year in 2022. So thank you for your generosity. It's quite amazing to see the transformation, and I can only say thank you. But with that capital investment, one of the things it allowed us to do was go back to one of our oldest partners, Messiah, and say, hey, could we do a sponsorship event? We've got someone who's building a school, but we need to get the kids in the school. So we relaunched with a new sponsorship event at Messiah, and the turnout was amazing. It was unbelievable. We were hoping to get 60 children. We ended up getting 89 kids. 89 kids were sponsored over the course of 2 weeks. And you can see that anyone can sponsor a child. The benefits of sponsoring a child not only are for that student, that child, but also for you. And here are these kids that were sponsored holding their certificate so proudly that they now have someone who cares about them from around the world. So, by the way, Sarah has 30 more students in Butagonha that you can go take a look at, as well as other villages. If you want to sponsor a student, please go visit Sarah. She can tell you all about our program. So I want to say thank you. I am so thrilled to have been on this journey with each of you over the last 10 years. It's truly, that trip in 2011 changed my life, but every year since it's been changed even more. Thanks to generosity of folks like you who are in rooms like this over the past 10 years. Thanks for our supporters online. Thanks for our supporters across the US. Thousands of lives have been changed. And you've made what was a wild idea 10 years ago become a reality in 8 villages across Uganda and thousands of kids and thousands of families. It's beyond humbling to be able to get in a room with people like you who care about this opportunity to change someone's life. So again, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the last 10 years. And I am so excited about what's going to happen over the next 10 years, the next 10 communities, and how we're going to change thousands of lives in new villages and the villages that we still continue to partner with. So thank you again.
As Hearts and Hope looks forward to the next 10 years, we want to share our goals for how we plan to increase our impact and transform more lives. First, we hope to continue to expand our foundational programs, like education through sponsorship and health and wellness through clean water. These programs provide the primary and basic opportunities for initial growth out of the seemingly unbreakable cycle of material poverty in which many Ugandans were born into. In the next 10 years, it is our goal to have 20 thriving school communities with 2,500 sponsored students. In regards to clean water, by the year 2031, our goal is to have installed 50 wells in the most vulnerable villages across Uganda. Secondly, we want to strengthen our impact by launching empowerment programs, which will ensure that our foundational opportunities are successfully able to guide the people we serve through each stage and help them achieve the ultimate goal of self-sufficiency. We especially want to safeguard the success of our older sponsored students, who are now in the advanced and most vital stages of their education. We hope to guide each student down their own individual path, which will lead them to a rewarding career opportunity, whether that's through traditional secondary school and university, or learning a trade in vocational school. Our advanced students have grown up with Hearts and Hope, and we intend to provide them with every opportunity to flourish in whatever profession they choose, which will allow them to pay it forward to their families and communities at large. Lastly, Hearts and Hope aims to expand our small business program across Uganda. While the life of a child is transformed through our student sponsorship program, Hearts and Hope also knows that in many cases, a simple one-time investment in someone's life can create new opportunities for them and put them on the path to a better future. From piggeries and hatcheries to carpentry shops, retail stores, and catering businesses, just a modest income can mean all the difference for someone's whole livelihood. We ultimately hope to continue expanding and providing more growth opportunities to those who have a will, but just need a little help finding a way. As we reflect on the success of our first 10 years, we are excited about the next 10 years, where, together with your help, we will continue to partner with people and communities in Uganda while highlighting our similarities and strengthening our bond as one big human family.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Andy Wiggins.
All right. Am I mic'd up? All right. Well, it is good to be back in person. It's also great to have some folks out there joining virtually. So one of the benefits of going through this crazy year is we had to kind of figure out some technology. So we get the benefits of a room full of people. Glad you're here tonight. And some folks joining us at home and potentially around the world, even in Uganda. So as you all know, right, this running joke is, how long is Andy going to last? The odds are apparently this year I've only been given 3.5 minutes before I crack up. So I'm doing good so far. This is good. These blinding lights help because I can't see the faces as clearly. And I think that's the thing that always gets me choked up, as it's about to, right? Yeah. See? I just can't see it, but I can't even think about it, right? But no, seriously, I want to thank all of you for coming out tonight. You just heard earlier this evening, right? We're celebrating 10 years. It's hard to believe it's been 10 years. And when you think about everything that we've accomplished and accomplished together, it's quite impressive. I mean, you think about buying the land and putting in the clean water wells, building the schools and filling those schools with kids that want to learn. They want an opportunity for a better life. Literally, we're talking thousands upon thousands of lives that have been changed. Thanks to the people in this room, the people watching at home. And I'd say hundreds of others, right, that aren't necessarily even going to be tuned in tonight for any number of reasons. doing pretty good so far, right? So it is, right? I'm just stalling for my 3.5 minutes. I haven't got to the hard stuff yet, right? So tonight, I want to talk about where we're going. You saw in the video that at the end of the day, right, the prize or the gift for doing good work is, guess what? It's more work, right? And that's kind of what we're faced with. We still know of hundreds, thousands of kids, dozens of communities that need our help. And so we can't change it all overnight. We can't change the country, right? But what you hear us talk about all the time is, there it's coming. Oh, there we go. We can do something to help one person, to help one community, one family. I think it's every time I stutter or pause, I think there's supposed to be a drink for some of these people out there. If I outright just bawl, I think you're supposed to chug a drink or something. I don't know, but so for the next 10 years, right? We've got a lot of work ahead, but it's opportunities. It's opportunities to change more lives. So what are we going to do? What's the focus for the next 10 years? We're going to keep doing a lot of the same things that we've been doing, right? We're going to keep buying land. We're going to keep putting in clean water wells and make sure that kids and families have just basic access, right, to health services and medical treatments. We're going to continue to build schools. Our goal is to more than double the number of schools and communities we're working in. Our goal is to get to 20 schools over the next 10 years, to get over 2,500 kids, more than double the number of kids that we're working with and supporting today, right? And so these are huge, huge goals. But I know we're up to the task because we've seen the difference that we can make. And so now I'll kind of switch gears and I want to talk about how we're changing these lives one by one, right? And I want to talk about the future by giving you some examples of lives that we've changed. I'm looking at Chuck looking up at the picture, beaming, and so we're going to do all that stuff. But one of the things that we are going to try to change is we're going to try to enhance the educational opportunities we provide for these kids. When we started off, we were just trying to figure this out. So we're like, let's get these kids in school. Well, guess what? There's not a whole lot you can do with the primary school education, right? And so we were kind of forced, as we've gone 10 years now, a lot of these kids that we started with are now in secondary school, high school, right? So how do we open the doors for them to continue their education? Through secondary school, through to university, right? But guess what else we learned along the way is not every single kid's going to follow the same path. It's no different than here in the U.S., right? Vocational school is the right path for a number of these kids, right? And so talk about what we hope to do in terms of creating opportunities for that. And then the other thing is there's going to be kids that just get missed, that don't have the educational opportunities, or kids that miss those opportunities early in life. And so investment in business opportunities, business grants, is going to be something else we're going to focus on, right? So we're going to do all the stuff we've been doing, but then we want to expand the opportunities and the impact by doing some more stuff. So this is where the stuff gets a little bit harder. Looking at these pictures. So David. All right, there we go. All right, so David. I've known David since he was a little kid, like just barely probably above, my knee. He's been around from the beginning. He's from the village of Nakabongo. He's like many of the kids that we deal with. Rough life, poor family. Eventually, come to find out, he was in the program, became a broken family. David, similar to a story I told, I think 2 years ago, came home from school one day and his parents had left him. Fortunately for David, the leaders of the church took him in. He was already in the sponsorship program. So we had a new family to take care of him in Uganda, in the community. But he also had the Schultz family who brought him into their life. He finished primary school. He struggled. He had to repeat a grade twice because of all the turmoil in his life. But he still had the knowledge that somebody cared for him, had his back. He got things kind of right. He got back focused on school. And so then the conversation became, what do we do with David? What's next? Well, he had done well enough in school that we needed to open the doors to continuing that education. So we talked with the local teams and the church. We talked to the Schultz family, and we got him into secondary school. And because of his unique situation, we actually found a school where he could board, so that he was actually now getting a clean, safe place to live, to sleep, to grow, 3 meals a day, and the opportunity to truly focus on his education, not just worried about chores and things at home. All of that because somebody cared, right? All of that because Hearts and Hope is in the business of helping kids like David. So for David, he now has dreams and aspirations of being a doctor. And so that's his dream. That's potentially his path. And we want to continue to support him as long as he wants to chase that path, as long as he's able to chase that path. And so opening doors for kids to move beyond primary into secondary, potentially university and beyond, to be the future doctors and teachers, in the country. We want to make that possible, right? As I mentioned earlier, not every child is going to have the same interest, the same opportunities, the same aptitude, right? We've got another story here. Claire started in the primary school program. Can't look at Jane. She got through primary school, went into secondary school. She struggled in secondary school. Over there, it's a little bit different. It's competitive. You're testing all the time to keep moving on through the system. And she struggled, and it became clear that wasn't her path, right? But we're not done. We're not going to write her off. She loved cooking. She had a dream, right, of doing catering or opening her own business. And so, again, we had to create something. We talked to the local team. We talked to the leaders. We talked to her sponsors. And we've got her enrolled in a vocational school program. She's learning how to cook. She's learning how to cater, kind of run a business. And so in the next couple of years, we're expecting that she is going to be graduating, and she's going to either have the opportunity to go put those skills to work for somebody or start a business of her own. And for many kids, again, that's going to be the path. It's vocational school. It's not 15 plus years of getting educated. What we're finding is one of our biggest goals is to get these kids to where they are employable or able to take care of themselves. And so we want to open more doors for kids just like Claire. The final one is the story of a boy named Enoch. What makes him different is he was never involved in the primary school program. Yet the community brought him to our attention because they knew of his family situation, of his situation, but he had a dream. And his dream wasn't to go necessarily to school. His dream was to build a business of his own. And so take a look at this video and learn a little bit more about Enoch.
Thank you so much for the support. I didn't have these pigs, but you're the ones who gave me the pigs. But it has really changed my life a lot. There were many, but I sold some of them to be able to get a place to stay, shelter. So I was able to construct a room, a small room. This is where I used to sleep before. But because of the piggery project that was out of the funds you gave me, this is where I was sleeping. But can you imagine now I have a house of my own? There it is. I will put a window there when the time comes, when I get the funds, and then I will be able to sleep in there. I have really gained a lot from this project. My life has changed, not only because of the construction, but also I plan that if these pigs multiply, I will be able to construct an extra room. Then I will also be able to start up a small business like a grocery shop so that I'm able to sustain myself and be an independent person. Even my fellow siblings. I'm the oldest, by the way, here in this home. These pigs have really helped us. My siblings have been able to get scholastic materials like books, also basic needs like soap. Even food, by the way, because of this, I'm able to get some money to give my siblings to go buy food, and we're able to have a good living. Thank you for this business. I really loved it so much, and I have really enjoyed it, and it has really changed my life drastically. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you.
The thing that is amazing about that story is this was a kid that was just lost. You can tell by the fact that he does not speak English, that he didn't have the same opportunities as a lot of the kids that we're sponsoring, we're working with. But this kid, he's bright. The kid's a hard worker. The kid wants a better life. That's almost a full-out weep, so I'm not seeing enough glasses going down. That's not. All right. But also what stands out is, one, you see this in a lot of these pictures. The happiness, the confidence that you can see he has when he's talking about what he's done because somebody gave him a hand up. And he's not taking that, one, for granted, but he's also not being selfish with the gift. He's taking care of his family. He's giving his siblings the opportunity he never had, paying for their school fees, for their school supplies. This is what Hearts and Hope is all about. This is about investing in people that are willing to invest in themselves and give back to their families, to their communities. If there's anything you take away from this, it's that this is about empowering people to live better lives. And through that, to give back to those around. Just like we're all doing for, in many cases, these strangers halfway across the world. And so for the next 10 years, there are so many more stories to be told, to be created, right? And it's up to us. It really is up to us here in the room, watching at home, to decide that we want to continue to make a difference in the lives of people that don't have the same opportunities that many of us have had. And so as we kind of look forward, we have a lot of work to do, a lot of opportunity to write these stories. We need to raise the money to support these programs, to support these kids. And so tonight, as we do every year, I'm going to look out over the group and I'm going to say, you guys have done so much. Thank you for everything you've done to get us to where we are, to do all this good for the past 10 years. And I'm going to ask you once again to dig deep and think about what you can do tonight over the course of the next few years to make a bigger difference, to help us reach our goal. Our goal is to raise $80,000 in the Fund to Need program so that we can expand these programs and tell more stories, create more opportunities for these kids. So as I kind of close, and before I bring Pastor Chuck up, Pastor Chuck's going to come up. He's going to lead us through the Fund to Need process. Ultimately, it's his job to figure out just how much good we can do. And in closing, I just want to say thank you all again, here tonight, watching at home. Thanks for everything you have done, you continue to do, and everything I know you will help us do as we look forward to an incredible 10 years plus with Hearts and Hope. Thank you all so very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Pastor Chuck Schlee.
Is it on? Is it on? The reason why Andy cries and Todd gets broken up, and anybody who's ever been to Uganda, and is because it's very humbling to see your dreams kind of come true and have the Holy Spirit working in you to do something good in this world. And so that's the reason. That's what it looks like in real life. That's like a real guy doing Jesus stuff. And it started about 10 years ago, as mentioned. I remember when they came to me, they were in the airport, Andy and Todd, they had their little notebook and a cocktail, napkin with their plan for one village. And I said, boy, you guys are awesome. But why don't you figure out a way to do it 100 times? And then I said this, I said, you're going to need a lot more friends. Because a dream that what you've seen on the screens and heard from the stories, that needs a lot of people and a lot of friends. And so friends, thank you for being here tonight. And for the past 10 years, we got people from California and Indiana and all over the country tuning in, and the folks here in St. Louis. Thank you. I hope you've heard it about 10 times, 20 times. And I know that Andy and Todd and Kelly and the team, they could tell you it 100 more times. And they really do mean it. Thank you. Your presence. I always say 90% of ministry is showing up. And thanks for showing up. All right. So the goal is 80,000. And one of the big debates is, where should I start? Because I'm not a professional. I don't do this, I don't know what I'm doing. So don't get mad at me if I take too long. And so does anybody have 80,000 on them? Wouldn't that be great if I could just drop the mic? Good night, everybody. All right, let's party. All right, anybody have 80,000? If you want to just raise your hand. Okay. Well, I'll set my sights a little lower. That's okay. That's all right. What we're going to do is I'll just basically start at 10, and then I'm just going to cut it in half, and then cut it in half, and cut it in half, and maybe Tony will tell me what to do too. But as Andy said, and as Todd said, you hear over and over again,
you know what? It's a big deal, because at the end of the day, it's about food and clothing and all the things, we just take for granted, and schooling and all that. But I think at the heart of Hearts and Hope is a child on the other end of the world, in the middle of Africa, knows that they matter. That they matter. Thank you. And really, did you see what they've done in 10 years? And it's taken friends like you, and it's taken Diane and Sarah and Kelly and Todd and Andy, and the hours and hours and hours, and the board who works so hard, and the folks in Uganda. You guys are awesome. Baluchi. Working so hard and all this, but do you see the results? All these wells and the schools, the befores and the afters and the kids' stories, and it's like, can you find a better place to put your money to work? The money goes where it's supposed to go. This is a mom and pop operation with big, big plans. Thanks for the past. Thanks for the future. Let's make some money. Then we get back to the open bar. All right. So I'm going to start at 10, and I am hoping, does anybody want to let me off the hook and raise their numbers for $10,000? I would go a long way, and we keep doing some really good stuff. And I won't make it too awkward, but I won't take too long. I'm looking. All right. Here's another thing I want to say. It doesn't matter what the size is. It's great if you've been blessed and like you're sitting on a bunch of money. That's great. Put it to work in Hearts and Hope. It'll have eternal consequences. On the other side of the coin, nothing's too small. Nothing is too small. Every dollar is super important, and Hearts and Hope squeezes every penny out of that dollar. So thank you for your generosity. All right, looking for $5,000, $5,000 level. I have number 210. Thanks, 210. You're awesome. 185. You're beautiful. Number 200. Thank you so much. 123. Way to go. 118. Thanks for blessing Hearts and Hope. Number 130. Well done. Thank you. 370. Awesome. I love you. 456. Way to be. Wow, that's a lot of money. I can't do that kind of math, but it feels good. Oh, wow, good. 110. Thank you, 110. Yeah, all right. Let's clap. That's good. Because this totally goes against the way of the world. Who in their right mind would spend that kind of money for somebody you never met? If you think about it. And you know the world's messed up. You don't have to look far. You can look at me. You can look in your own heart. You can turn on the news. And man, this is totally different. This is totally different. You see all the chaos and the hate and the yelling and wow, we're pushing back against that tonight. We're saying, no, what will happen if a whole bunch of people put a little bit of love and some dollars to work, and we'll push back against all that. All right. What's my next number? 2,500? 2,500. All right. Thank you. All right. Let's open that up to $2,500 if you happen to have that. Thanks, Jerry. 160 193. Yeah, keep clapping. That's cool. 201. Thank you. 114. Way to go. Thank you. 114. 129. 119. 427. 243. Wow, well done. Well done. I don't want to. Oh, well done. There you go. Great. Let's celebrate it. Let's give thanks for that. What's my next number? Oh, no, don't freak out. I can't read. $1,000. That sounds good to me, too. All right. $1,000 level. All right, we can get a lot of work done here. $1,000. Thank you, 146. Thank you, 461. That's kind of weird. 357. 179. Thank you. 314. Way to go. I hate to call you by numbers. That's so rude. But 133, you're more than a number. 262. 258. Thank you. 169. 139. 167. 109. 250. 392. Oh, where are you? Oh, I can't. It's right in the light. 108. Thank you. Love you. Thank you. Way to go. Way to go. Way to go. Is anybody doing the math? Whoa. Dang. Is that it? All right, let's all go home. No. All right, you guys are awesome. Let's keep the party rolling. All right, here we go. Is it 500? All right, 500. Let's do it. 500. 152. Thanks, 152. 211. 206. 159. 117. 245. Thank you. 155. 301. Thanks, table 19. 316. 429. 390. Thank you. 107. 208. 355. 192. 321. 467. 452. 376. 380. 405. I'm going to pull an Andy. 150. 406. 422. 481. 263. 154. That table over there, you need to sit in the front row next year. Well done. Well, 413. 372. 365. Wait. Best time to go to the dentist. 2:30. 2:30. 230. Hey, 386. Way to go. Thanks for sticking with me. Way to go. All right. Well done. Well done. Is there anything after that? Okay. All right, 250. Everybody gets to participate. Come on, 250. 190. 487. 219. 411. 197. You keeping up, Tony? 186. 248. 328. 158. 120. Well done, table. 127. 143. 442. 301. 137. 125. 457. 297. 112. 138. Thank you. 318. 362. 367. 363. 360. 381. 450. 446. 194. 174. 336. 338. Praise God. Well done. All right. All right. Wow. That's cool. That's the way to be. That's the way to do it. Oh, all right. Here we go. We got one more round. $100. Is that right? All right. $100. Cool. If you got it, we'll take it and put it to good work. We'll put it to good work. Thank you. Everything matters. 261. 144. 309. 307. Thank you. 310. Thank you. 329. Thank you. 153 275. Thank you. 196 244 441 295 293 423 289. Well done. 337 330 430 432 476 140 346 463 161 352. Way to go. 176. Thank you. 369 370 393 460 135. I got you, Mary. 162 148 268 478 200. Nice. Last call. 1, 2, 3. Give yourself a huge round of applause. Praise God. Woo!
All right. Wow. Wow. Please, again, one just round of applause to just yourselves. I mean, that's incredible. It's one last chance for me to get up and maybe cry, right? So, I think the reason that it hits me so hard every time is because there's so many people that I know from different walks of life that I've met because of Hearts and Hope. And it's humbling that you guys have bought into and fell in love with something that means so much to me personally. And I love the fact that so many other people are being introduced to it and are getting bought in and excited because it really does take all of us, to do this. And so again, I'm gonna say thank you all. Absolutely incredible. I'm going to turn it over to Todd. He's going to say a few words and just kind of some wrap-ups and logistics. But again, thanks for coming out. Thanks for everything. Enjoy the rest of the night. Mr. Larkin.
Thank you, Mr. Wiggins. 10 years ago, he invited me to get on a plane. He said, I think I might want to go to Uganda. I'm not really sure. But if you go, I'll definitely go. And to be honest, what I witnessed on that first trip, not only the stories I told you earlier, but also seeing this man meet his sponsored child, Madge, for the first time. And seeing and witnessing the connection that was there, the relationship was there. We sat down, I said, we've got to give more people that experience. People have got to connect and get an understanding that these kids are not forgotten, that they are our fellow human beings and they're part of the same family, and they're part of our family. Madge now, by the way, for those that don't know, is working on staff at Hearts and Hope. She's a sponsorship coordinator working to make sure that kids like her get that opportunity. And it's such a beautiful story, and it happened 10 years ago, and I thank you for taking me to that ball game and asking me that awkward question. And if anybody wants me to ask him an awkward question, I'll do it. So I would love to take each and every one of you on a trip to Uganda because, like I said at the opening, it will change your life. It will change your life. So thank you again for your generosity this evening. For the past 10 years, it's been absolutely amazing journey. And I'm so excited about the next 10 years and the journey and how many lives are going to be changed by that. So as Andy said, I did want to give a special shout out to the DoubleTree here, the staff here. Thank you so much for having us, hosting us. Last year, we did this virtually, and it was a big challenge, and we missed being in the room and being with the people that we know and care about, who also care about our friends in Uganda. Fortunately, last year, we were blessed to we were able to work with Herd Global, the AV team. I want to thank Brian and Aaron and the team. Thank you so much for putting this together, and Rob on camera. Thank you for live streaming that to the world and bringing people to this event. Great job. So as Andy mentioned, I've got some logistics. So first off, 9:15, the silent auction ends. That's legit. 9:15, you got until 9:15 to get your last final bids in. Bid high, bid often. That's my phrase. It's for the kids. Where's my table? Where's my table? Who's waiting to take a drink? You have mobile checkout. So you just check out on your phone, collect your items outside or in the room. If there could be some packaging, like I know we have some signage, et cetera, that's very fragile. There's packaging likely underneath the table, so make sure you grab that. Sometimes there's a power cord in there. You may want to make sure you got that. If you want a certificate, you have to go to the registration table and they will hand you that certificate. So there's not on the tables themselves. Now the fun part, the party, the after party. After party of Party with a Purpose. The after party begins at 9:30. It's in the conference center. Some of you I know walked into the conference center, so you know where this after party is. We have live music tonight. I don't know how many people love live music. I do. The last year has been absolutely atrocious in my personal life because I haven't been able to experience live music. We got it. We got live music tonight. Dueling pianos, extremely entertaining. We had them in 2019. For those who were there in 2019, you know it's a great band. And I'd like to thank CPM, Community Property Management, for sponsoring and helping us to bring live music to this event. There are additional drinks and snacks as well. So if you weren't able to get a drink at the bar, you certainly will be okay when you get to the after party. There's also a photo booth. It's sponsored by Slackers. Thank you, Slackers. So you can grab a photo with your friends and your table, meet some new friends, get a photo. It's a great time. So be sure to be there at 9:30, and it goes late in the evening. So I think everyone's going to have a great time. So with that, again, thank you so much for a wonderful evening so far. Look forward to the after party and seeing all of you there. Thank you.
Thank you.